Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's weekend roundup time. Well, it looks like Epic Games has snatched up another exclusive, a permanent one this time. The giant, all-consuming squid monster announced this week that it has bought Psyonix, the developer of Rocket League, which set off a fresh wave of alarm in the gaming industry, specifically among fans. In a statement, Psyonix announced that it is joining the Epic Games family and that they'll bring the game to the Epic Games store later this year, which, no shit, Sherlock, we knew that was going to happen. But what does that mean for the Steam version of the game? Well, it's already getting preemptively review bombed because lots of people assume that Rocket League will be pulled from the Steam store. That's not a crazy assumption considering that Epic has locked down a lot of games with exclusive deals. So what's Rocket League's future on Steam? Epic's being kind of cagey about that. For now, they've said that they have not announced plans to stop selling the game there. They also said that for now, it'll still be available to buy on Steam, and thereafter, it will continue to be supported on Steam for all existing purchasers. So, a lot of buzzwords there that are a little bit cagey. In a statement to US Gamer, Epic added, Rocket League remains available for new purchasers on Steam, and long-term plans will be announced in the future. So, that's not a no, that's just we haven't said no yet. Then the official Rocket League account tweeted that the game is and remains available on Steam. Anyone who owns Rocket League through Steam can still play it and can look forward to continued support. My feeling though, Epic didn't buy Psyonix so it could keep selling Rocket League on another platform. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, but Epic and Psyonix, they actually go way back. Psyonix was founded in 2001 in Raleigh, North Carolina, just 12 miles away from Epic's headquarters. And as NoClip reminded us, Psyonix was founded by devs who did contract work on early Unreal Tournament games, and Rocket League actually came out of that collaboration. Rocket League, you know it, I know it, it's really popular. It's got 57 million registered players. It's sold more than 10 million copies across all platforms. It's got its own competitive scene too, which is probably part of what interested Epic. So we will see what happens, but as for now, the Epic Moneyball keeps gobbling up everything in its path like a level in Katamari Damacy. So we're starting to hear more and more about the PlayStation 5, even though Sony isn't calling it that, but it's the PlayStation 5, let's be honest with ourselves. Don't look for it to be released before March 31st of next year. That's according to a financial report from Sony, which means that we might be getting it later in 2020, possibly around the holiday season. It definitely sounds like an interesting system. Its lead architect, Mark Cerny, has said it'll have a GPU that supports ray tracing and a solid-state drives that will have more bandwidth than those on PCs. Did Nintendo secretly boost the power of the Switch? A recent firmware update seems to have improved loading time for some games, including Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. Now, some people have been investigating the changes. They think that Nintendo added some kind of boost mode that lets the CPU be temporarily overclocked from 1 gigahertz to 1.75 gigahertz. That means it speeds up load times, then afterwards it goes back to normal. You know what? I don't have to do anything and it's free, so that is fine with me.
I will say that developers do have to, if they want to take advantage of it, they have to update the game to be able to use the boost mode, is one of the things that I read.
Look at Mr. Developer over here.
Listen,
Got some
man,
inside info.
I don't just run a prompter, I also bring the news.
He also reads the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Valve has unveiled its new VR headset, the Valve Index, which kind of a weird name for a headset. That doesn't scream headset to me. That screams like a recipe card file or something.
A stock market.
Yeah, that is exactly what. You know what, Aaron? 2 for 2.
Hey.
Well, whatever. We're not Valve. We're not billionaires. That's why we're here. It is not cheap either, but apparently people are really interested. Pre-orders for the VR bundle cost $1,000. They sold out in less than 30 minutes in the United States. The bundle includes the headset, 2 controllers, and 2 base stations. Currently, Valve says that the bundle will ship by September 30th, but the headset alone is expected to ship by July 31st. So, you know what? People like VR, at least some people like VR. People with a lot of money like VR. I think that's the lesson of that story. If you were one of the many people who didn't like the character design of Sonic in the trailer for the upcoming movie, you're in luck. The director of Sonic the Hedgehog says he hears you and they're going to make changes. Jeff Fowler wrote on Twitter, the message is loud and clear. You aren't happy with the design and you want changes. It's going to happen. Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to making this character the best he can be. Me, I'm voting for Sonic. Please, just do Sonic. Just have an animated, crappily drawn Sonic. I will watch that.
Oh, and don't worry, the animators are definitely not going to get crunched to have to go back and redo it.
Oh, they're
definitely not
they're gonna be
crunched,
bleeding
guys.
from their eyeballs. Yeah. All right, let's talk shiny Pokemon. Starting on May 11th in the US, you can get a shiny Pikachu or an Eevee for Pokemon Let's Go for free if you don't own one already. Are there shiny Pokemon in that game, Aaron?
You can get one.
He doesn't know. He's making it up. He doesn't know.
Ready. Go ahead.
If you own a copy of Let's Go Pikachu, you can get a shiny Eevee. And if you... Oh, is it the opposite?
Yeah.
Ah. Who knew?
No, that's right. No, it's correct.
Aaron wrote this one, guys. So if
did.
it sucks, it's Aaron's fault. If you own a copy of Let's Go Pikachu, you'll get a shiny Eevee. And if you own a... Blah, blah. You kind of get the opposite Pokemon, though. If you own a copy of Let's Go Pikachu, you get a shiny Eevee, and if you own Let's Go Eevee, you get a shiny Pikachu. So there you go. You get something for everybody there. To get them, you will need to download the Pokemon Pass app from Google Play or the Apple App Store. Then you got to scan a QR code at your local Target. So you got to go to Target, and then you got to remember that Target always smells like popcorn for some reason. But after you scan that QR code, that's going to get you a download code for your shiny. If you can't visit Target next week, don't worry. It'll be active until June 23rd. That's just a little bit before my birthday, guys. So give me a present.
You can get a shiny Pokemon for your
My
birthday.
birthday. Just like all the creepy 40-something dudes. All right, now we're going to do a new segment where we tell you all the games that are coming out next week. First up, Brief Battles is a cartoony platform brawler where the power to eliminate your opponents comes via super-powered underwear, or you could just not wash it. That would do the trick too. It releases for PC, PS4, and Xbox One on May 7th. From the creator of Retro City Rampage, it's Shakedown Hawaii, or as my grandmother called it, Hawaii. Use all your favorite business strategies like fine print, rocket launchers, misleading ads, shaking down shops for protection money, and more to build the most successful business empire on the island. Which one? Hawaii's many islands.
No, there's an island.
There's many islands, Aaron.
Okay, go ahead.
See, he doesn't know. He wrote this too. It's releasing on PS4, PS Vita, Nintendo Switch, and the Epic Game Store May 7th. Do you like puzzle games? Good news, there's another one. Puyo Puyo Champions is releasing also on May 7th. Create chains of colored blobs and attack the competition with gray blobs. Seems pretty straightforward. You can find it on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Yakuza Kiwami 2, it's releasing for PC on May 9th. According to Sega, this is an extreme recreation of one of Yakuza's most beloved entries, now in stunning 4K and unlocked frame rates. It was released on PS4 in December 2017 in Japan and August of last year everywhere else, but if you're of the PC persuasion, you can pick it up this Thursday. Porting over to the Switch, it's Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. It's a single-player tactical RPG with real-time combat, hand-drawn art, and a bunch of lore. It's already available on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, but you can pick it up for the Switch on May 9th. I'm talking fast, like an auctioner or something.
I noticed. We're going, man.
The Kickstarter game For the King is making its way to console next week. It's a strategic RPG blending tabletop and roguelike elements built for both single player and co-op experiences. That's very nice. It's available for PS4 on May 7th, Switch on May 9th, and Xbox One on the 10th. The story of Life is Strange 2 continues next week as episode 3 releases on PC, PS4, and Xbox One May 9th. And another port is making its way to Switch next week. Ooh, who could imagine that? A port on the Switch. Saints Row the Third, the full package, the complete Saints Row the Third experience will finally be available on Switch on May 10th. Finally, have you ever wanted to be the master of a dungeon?
Like a D&D dungeon master, or like in the naughty, sexy sense?
Exactly. Well, Reverse Crawl is a dungeon crawler where you're the monsters and your goal is to slay those greedy heroes. Finally, the tactical turn-based combat game has been out on Steam for almost 4 years, but it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on May 10th. Woo! That is all the upcoming games. We did it, guys. All right, that's all the news for this week. We'll see you next week right here on Inside Gaming.
Welcome back to Inside Gaming for Thursday.
We don't do anything on Thursday.
Oh, sorry.
Microtransaction Thursday. Hey, okay, let's start the day talking about the latest Epic Game Store exclusive. People love that store.
You talking about Rocket League?
Good guess, but no. Gearbox showed off Borderlands 3 to the public, and we got a lot to dig into. We got some spicy drama.
Absolutely. On top of that, we got Randy Pitchford, who's fighting with people on Twitter. That's